Good. Hey, Ashley. I have no idea how many people are going to join. This is the first time I'm doing this, and most people are working, so we may have to time.
Sounds good.
I like your shoulders.
Oh, thank you. Working on them.
Yeah.
How are your shoulders doing?
Fine. For me, just fine.
Not sore yet?
Well, just happy, the way I look. And plus my boyfriend said, do not make big shoulders, please. So I said, okay.
Not make big shoulders?
No.
Why not?
He wants me
to make shoulders like this.
Yes, I know, but like some men like it, some men don't. It all depends.
Preference, yeah. Got it.
So, okay. Well, but I'm actually happy with outcome and with everything I have. Thank you, Katya.
No problem. Well, we just started. I know that you already say like, oh, I'm happy it's outcome, but we're going to make a supermodel out of you. So hang tight.
Oh. Yeah, like honestly, because I can see, they are outcome on a daily basis. And so.
Cool. Well, while we're waiting for other people, Ashley, Katya is one of my clients, and she's doing workouts at the house, and she has like a very chill and moderate weight loss going on, fat loss going on. So that's what's happening. Katya, Liana, привет. Ashley, we just met through the bikini challenge, and now I think we're going to get executive coaching from the same people. So that's really cool. Liana is connecting right now. Liana is my former client. Katya, do you know Liana?
No, I just would like to mention something. So I was able to connect because I have Zoom accounts through Duke.
Okay.
I had to log in, but when I was trying just to follow the link,
it didn't work.
Reason it's so it's actually waiting for you to admit people.
Oh shit, that may be the case.
Yeah.
I had that once. Okay,
yes.
I don't have anybody to admit right now. That happened to me once, and like people were waiting. Right now, it doesn't look like I have anybody to admit. So I'm hoping everybody's okay. Nobody's texted me so far.
Yeah.
One person emailed that they can't join, so I hope. All right. Well, anyways, this is supposed to be like a quick call, so we can probably get started chat, and then maybe find a better time in the evening that works for more people, if that is cool for y'all. So, all right, ladies, thanks for joining again. We're gonna start with kind of like a quick 2 words about how you started working with me and what you're doing, or if you're not working with me, if you used to work with me, like what did you do, what you used to do, and what were your recent successes. So for example, like you got on the meal plan and you are following it right, or you're fitting your macros, or you lost like a pound a week for the past however many weeks, something like that. So Katya, you already kind of started, so why don't you go ahead?
Yeah, so what I found out that I had too many carbs in my previous life before Katya. So, and even when I did starvation weeks, I did not eat, but I still would gain pounds, and my tummy would gain, like lots of fat, because it's the reaction of my body probably. So like with this new diet, everything is good, everything is balanced. Last week, I was kind of under pressure from all the sides, and I did not exercise, and I did not really follow the diet. And then I gained a couple of pounds back. And then I said, okay, I have to stop. So I have to, start it over. So in the average, so if I follow all the instructions, do exercising and eat healthy and right, it's about less than a pound a day, I would say. I'm losing. Yeah,
No, you're not. You're not losing 7
Like
pounds
a
a
half
week for
pound.
the last 3 weeks. You'd be emaciated.
like a half pound a day. No?
That's too much. I can open your stats. You probably like a pound or two a week, which is optimal for your height. That's the fastest we want to go. It's gonna slow down because otherwise.
No. Maybe less because I usually count in grams. So,
Okay, got it.
200 grams.
Gotcha. All right.
Right?
That's a good start.
Yes.
Cool.
I'm light and
Awesome.
okay.
Um, Hey, Veronica. I see Veronica just joined. Liana, we can see your face finally. So Ashley, Liana, whoever wants to share next. Don't be shy.
Yes, I'll go next.
Sure.
So I'm Ashley. We just actually met like I think it was last week via Facebook group. So basically just new, just first time with everybody. So hello.
Cool. Liane, how's your stuff going with the kids? You got bands and dumbbells recently, right? Can she hear us? Liana, can you hear us? I'm gonna unmute you on purpose.
Okay.
There we go.
Okay. So I'm just listening. Sorry.
I'm asking like, what's new? How's your progress? How's exercising and nutrition going? What's any last?
Oh, your voice is breaking up.
I'm sorry. Can everybody else hear me well?
Yep.
Thumbs up? Okay. Sorry. All right.
My
If you want
internet
to share,
sucks.
you can type in the chat if you want. I'll read from there. And if you guys don't know who Veronica
Can't hear you.
you can't hear me. Okay. Well, Yana, I'm sorry. Check your
And so she probably has bad internet connection.
Right. And then Veronica is another coach with us. We recently partnered. She is a pole dancer from, I think, Taiwan, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. And she lives in New York now, so she does like mobility, flexibility, and fat loss programs as well. If you check her Instagram, she does these, I don't know, crazy elements that I don't even know how you can hold that way and like be upside down on a pole. So Veronica, if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us about what you do, that'd be great.
Hey guys, I'm Veronica. How are you? Sorry, I'm cooking right now. I don't want to distract you, so I'm listening, but I'm gonna pause my video. Yeah, I'm a pole dancer, a fitness trainer. I also have like yoga certification as well, and I just recently joined Katya's team. Really excited about it.
Awesome.
Nice.
Cool. All right, so everybody, if we've gone through the introductions, I'm just gonna go ahead and show you some tricks about MyFitnessPal, which was what today was about. So don't want to make it super long. I'm gonna either do from the phone or the computer. I think the phone is better because you guys use MyFitnessPal on the phone, correct?
I usually use both because sometimes there are like no features on a web when I'm using computer. So I'm not able to do something that I can do on my phone and vice versa.
I see. Do you guys see my screen right now?
So is this your phone?
Yes.
I'm back.
My phone? Yes, no? Thumbs up?
Mm-hmm.
Awesome. You see my phone. Great. So I have not tracked anything today. I was waiting for you guys. So let's kind of go through what I usually do. So this is what I usually do in the evening. All right. I really like not stressing out when I wake up because I already have like a ton of messages. I need to check my email, check everything. I don't really want to think about what to eat that morning. So I usually think about it the night ahead, even if I don't prepare it. I at least have thought about it and I'm not like choosing, you know, because decision fatigue is a real thing. If you're choosing too many things, choosing what to wear, choosing what to eat, choosing everything, then by the time you need to make like actual, you know, good decisions, you're going to be fatigued and you're going to say, fuck it, I'm just going to do whatever. So here's how I usually do it. I open it in the evening and I'm saying, all right, I plan to eat, say, like a plum. And then I have recently loved the oatmeal with TVP. So if you guys don't know what's TVP, that's texturized vegetable protein. So let's find some oatmeal in here. Old-fashioned oats, there, 30 grams of each. And then say I also am gonna have about a tablespoon of powdered peanut butter. Super tasty, really, really amazing. And yeah, let's just add that. And that will be my breakfast. So I've added that, cool. That's a pretty light breakfast. And then I'm gonna scroll down to the nutrition tab. I check this after every meal. Highly, highly recommend checking your nutrition tab after every meal. Why? Because, for example, like this is just random numbers that are in my FitnessPal, right? Or maybe not random, maybe that's the last time I've used them, I've used these 114, there will be like a certain grams of, here we go, goal, yeah, certain grams of protein, carbs, and fats. So I have 135 of protein, 180 carbs, and 60 fat. And these are like pretty lax for me because it's off season. They're gonna be a lot tighter when I'm in season, and I can see, okay, breakfast, I've eaten 21 grams of protein, good job. I've eaten, I've eaten 26 grams of carbs and 5 grams of fat. Cool. So that's like almost nothing. So I'm gonna go back to my diary and see that my breakfast was like almost no calories. Yeah, 235 calories. I'm probably gonna be hungry after that, right? I'm probably gonna wanna eat a little more. So let's add some sausages. I really like the apple smoked Feel Good vegan sausage. They're absolutely amazing. So I may add, 3 mini breakfast sausages. Perfect. They're super tasty. And then maybe like some nuts. So let's add walnuts. Cool. 15 grams of walnuts. That's about a tablespoon. Cool. And by the way, when you add stuff, when you click on add food, sometimes usually it saves what you've been eating last. So if you've been eating like the same breakfast every day, sometimes you don't even have to scroll, right? And then also you can save these things as a meal. So for example, if I always eat the same breakfast, right? Or maybe similar like lunches and things like that, I can save them as a meal. I usually don't because I eat so many different things, but what I've saved as a meal is my vitamins. So you see up above here, I click on meals, and then I can add yesterday's breakfast. It always automatically offers you to add yesterday's meal. So yesterday I was lazy and I logged all my like lunch and breakfast in one go because I was just doing it on the go, and you see 900 calories. That's 2 meals. I don't eat 900 calorie breakfast, guys. Oh Jesus, stop bringing ads. Okay, so vitamins. I have omega-3s. I have some other things in here, and I have BCAAs, and I save them together so I can go ahead and add it to my diary, and it's going to add, you see, all of these things at once. So that's super duper convenient. Now let's say for lunch you are eating, I don't know, you're cooking something. So how do you add if you made like a soup or a chili or something like that? Well, you can go to recipes and make yourself a nice recipe. For example, what I do a lot is to decrease, if I eat grains, for example, to decrease the carbs and to up the volume, I would either throw like mushrooms or zucchini or onions into my grains. So like buckwheat mushrooms. And I'm pretty sure you're gonna find like onion rice, stuff like that. Sweet potato curry, your tomato curry. So I would make a lot of curries. So very simple. You pick a starch, you pick some veggies, throw them together with spices, and save them as a meal, or sorry, as a recipe. Or, for example, buckwheat mushrooms. So what I did is I went to my FitnessPal, and then I added, you see, there's so many things. you can add, and then you save them, and it just gives it to you as a serving. So very, very convenient. We can go ahead and actually create one right now, so you guys understand what I'm talking about. Let's see. Oh boy, what's going on?
I'm sorry, Katya. Is this MyFitnessPal or something
Yeah.
else?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, because it says Nexus 5X.
That's my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, that's my phone. If you guys know a good app to share Android to PC, let me know, because I've just downloaded this app, which, you know, shows you my phone, it shows you a bunch of other shit at the top, which we don't need to see. So if you know a better app that doesn't show you ads like I just tried, that would be wonderful. All right, cool. We are in recipes. We're going to create a recipe and add ingredients manually. What do you guys want to create? Soup, stir fry, dessert?
Soup.
Soup. All right. Let's say
Borscht.
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 We're going to call it, oh no, don't autocorrect this. Borscht. Cool. Servings. Our borscht is going to have, I don't know, 7 servings. And then what's in borscht? Beets, raw, let's say
Cabbage.
250 grams. Cabbage.
Do you have to put the grams?
So you can do it multiple ways. You can do grams, you can do cups, and you can do, I'm going to say cabbage, like 1 cabbage. Let's say 1 cabbage and see what it gives us, right? And then if it gives us something weird, we're going to correct it. So the most precise way to count calories is count raw things. So if you're eating like meats and grains, count them uncooked in grams, right? You're gonna weigh them on a scale. So for example, I'm gonna show you in a second. This borscht is gonna have beef, just so that you see. Because if you put like beef in there, you need to count the raw grams of beef rather than cooked, because it changes, right? Or like cooked rice. I don't care about cooked rice. I care about uncooked rice, and I'm actually gonna log it as a recipe and say, you know, 1 cup of rice and like 1 head of onion, divided into 4 servings, and then it's gonna give me exactly the amount of carbs. Because if I count it in the cooked amount, then how much water did I add? How big was my onion? It can like really throw it off. Does that make sense?
I have a question.
Yeah.
For instance, like when you cook whole chicken with bones, right? And then, for instance, you bake it. So you had 2 pounds of whole chicken with bones, with everything.
Mm-hmm.
And then you bake it or broil it.
Right.
And then if you eat it, it's less than 1 pound, right?
Okay.
So because it takes all the moisture away.
And because you throw the bones away, right?
And plus the bones too. So I'm just trying to understand, how do I count it? Because if I would enter like the whole chicken, 2 pounds, it gives me a lot of calories. But then at
Right.
the end,
So this is what I would do.
piece.
I see what you're saying. This is what I would do. I would probably kind of think, all right, the whole chicken is 2 pounds. How many servings is that? How many? Like 5, 7,
8.
10, 8. Cool. 8 servings. You're going to enter your 2 pounds of chicken, 8 servings. Say you add like potatoes, mayonnaise, I don't know, whatever you want to add when you bake it, right? And then you split it into, when you meal prep, into your like about equal containers, and then say, I don't know, each has a certain amount of bones. So what I would do is I would actually weigh all your dishes and then write the amount of like weight on that dish. So hold on, I'm gonna show you guys. All right, we started making a recipe, went to a completely different thing. That's fine, that's cool. All right, cool, beautiful.
So sorry about it. Yeah,
No,
because
no worries, that was a good question. I mean, you guys can probably make a recipe on MyFitnessPal, and like there's not a lot of people in the call, so I'd rather discuss what is important to you. All right, scale. Beautiful. Let's turn it on. You see my beautiful scale?
Mhm.
All right, so now we're going to weigh this container. What does it say? 330 grams. So I'm going to take the container, and pretend this is a big container. Pretend this is a container in which your whole like chicken or whatever will fit, right? You cooked a big soup, a big stew, a big borscht. And then after you cooked it, you take this container and then you put your stuff into this container, and it tells you your whole 8 servings of borscht or of chicken is, I don't know, 16 pounds. So 1 serving is 2 pounds. And now you take your cooked borscht and take a smaller container and you weigh 2 pounds into each, 2 ounces into each and 2 ounces into each, right? If your whole thing was 16 ounces. And then you're done, right? Makes sense. So when you log it in MyFitnessPal, it is so easy. When you, like when I save a recipe, a lot of the times I would write, for example, tofu scramble, 10-ounce serving. So that I know if I ate only 5 ounces, like if I say, put my whole scramble into this giant container, and this is, I don't know, a lot of ounces, and then I weighed like 5, then I ate half, and I logged it. And I don't worry about anything that's in there because it's already counted for, right?
Yes, I see, but in a whole fresh chicken, it's more calories than in cooked without moisture when it's all the fat goes away, right? Or not? Am I?
I mean, if you're trying to lose weight, I would just consider it the same. I would consider, even if it's kind of like the people who buy the pizza and then they take a paper towel and they like wipe the fat off the top of the pizza.
Yeah.
Oh, come on. This is like 2 grams of fat. Just don't worry about it. Especially if you're losing weight, you can be like, let's count it in a slight surplus so that if it's in a slight deficit, it's going to benefit me more, right?
Okay. That sounds good.
Yeah.
Okay, go back to our borscht.
Go back to our borscht? All right. Yes, ma'am. By the way, if you guys have any questions, feel free to just speak up or write them in the chat. And I'm going to go back to the borscht. All right, where do we stop? Beets, cabbage, I don't know. Let's say beef, 500 grams. Salt, pepper, you can write it if you want. If you're counting sodium, if you're like having like huge trouble losing weight, it does help to count how much sodium you eat and kind of track it. But for most of you guys right now, we don't need to worry about this. And I don't know, let's say carrot, I don't know, 200 grams, and potato,
Onions,
300 grams. Let's just do this so that it's a very simple thing. No onions in our borscht, nothing else. Very plain borscht. All right. So I'm gonna hit next. And now, because I've added each ingredient manually, oh my gosh, what is going on? Cancel, go away. All right, no ads. If I added each ingredient manually, I need to check if MyFitnessPal actually matched it correctly. So carrots, 100 grams, it matched. Green cabbage, 2 cups, 124 grams. Not correct. 1 cabbage is definitely not 2 cups. It's a shit ton. So it's like, let's see if it offers me 1 head of cabbage. Well, it doesn't. See? This just offers me 2 cups. So I'm going to go and replace ingredient. You see at the bottom? And I'm going to go and look for 1 whole cabbage. And you can also write raw, because a lot of the times you see it's going to give you boiled. I don't want boiled. It's like different volume, different everything. So let's see. 1 head cabbage, about 6 ounces. Ooh, that's a tiny cabbage. Sure, whatever. We're going to add that. Let's add 2 of those. That's too much of a tiny cabbage. All right. Oh, no. Oh, no. It's some recipe. You see at the top, it added a bunch of other things. Nope, never mind.
maybe
1 whole. No, mango cucumber. Okay, this is stupid.
maybe a white cabbage.
Let's just do cabbage. Do you see, like, a lot of people log stuff in MyFitnessPal, and they're like, oh, like, I'm either over or I'm under, like, oh, what's going on? Do you see you need to check it? Because this app has a lot of user-entered data, and sometimes it's just shitty data. So you need to check it and see if it makes sense. Like, I had somebody add, like, nuts, and they were like, I don't know, 5 calories per spoon. And I'm like, dude, nuts are like 100 calories per spoon. What are you doing? And they're like, well, that's what my fitness pal gave me. And I'm like, okay, like, do you have a common sense of, I don't know, do you have logic in your head? All right, cool. Anyways, let's say 4 cups of cabbage and call it a day. Boom, added. Potato, it's fine. Beets, raw, beef, 500 grams. Cool. So we have adjusted everything we needed, and we see now that per serving, it's about 145 grams. Cool. Let's hit next. And now you see your carbs and fats and proteins per cup of borscht. So super easy. High protein meal. Borscht with a ton of beef. There you go, guys. Now you can save it. And usually MyFitnessPal will immediately offer at the bottom, you see, to add it to your diary. So I'm going to add it to my diary for lunch. Boom. And now we've added our borscht. I'm going to go back to nutrition, and I'm going to check, how is my nutrition? Cool. 55 grams of protein, 56 grams of carbs, and 29 grams of fat. So kind of, you see how they're like going up to their goal kind of steadily, and I'm not having like half of my carbs for breakfast with no fats or no protein. So what you want is, you really want to kind of, with each meal, get a little bit of each, and you want kind of like the ratios of your macros be similar to the ratios of your macros a day. Does that make sense? Because otherwise, it's just, it's gonna be 7 p.m. and time to eat dinner, and all you have left is like 100 grams of protein and nothing else, and you're like, no! All right, questions?
Yeah, just would like to mention that I have this problem in the evening when it's like 0 fat, -1 fat, minus fat. Like, what should I eat? And it's still like proteins and carbs that I have to have.
There's a ton of low-fat meals. Usually they're plant-based. So if you need any recipes or tips, there's some on the blog that are a low-fat. I eat pretty low-fat because I also really like nuts and avocados and tofu, and I know that I need to save my fats because I'm automatically just going to be higher on those. So I try to save them, and you can eat like any kinds of plants. For proteins, you can eat like seitan. Some fake meats are lower in fats. The animal fats are usually, the animal proteins are usually kind of high in fat, and so is tofu. Beans are carbs and protein, even though they're lower in protein. So yeah, those are your options. TVP, texturized vegetable protein. All right, I see Liana is cooking something. How is your connection? Can you finally hear us okay? Did we inspire you to cook?
She's muted.
Okay. Sorry. I'm mixing yogurt with honey, so if you call it cooking, I'm cooking.
Okay, cool. All right, well, let's get some last questions out of the way, and I'll let you guys go back to your cooking and making yogurt and working.
About cottage cheese, tvorog. So proteins, right? So when you have for breakfast, like for carbs, should we have like a piece of bread or a piece of bread, like small piece of bread and some fruit? So
I'm not gonna answer this. This you need to answer based on what you like. I mean, how can I tell you, oh, eat fruit, and you're like, well, I don't like fruit. Like, I mean, there's a problem with people who don't eat any whole foods, but it looks like that's not your problem. So if you have some whole foods with every meal, and if you are kind of fitting the palette of your macros with every meal, then you just eat whatever you feel like.
What if some food has almost equal amount of carbs and proteins?
That's perfect. That's wonderful.
So would you consider it protein or carb, or you just
okay, let's get this one out of the way. When people are like, oh, we kind of generalize, right? Like say, oh, chicken is protein, or tofu is protein, or rice is carbs. Yes, but rice also has some protein, and chicken has some fat, right? And like beans have some, usually most foods have all of the macros, right? Like if I go to my fitness pal right now, and I'm gonna add, let's see, what has all three? Oh boy, I'm so challenged. I'm gonna add actually my favorite protein, Clean Machine. So you'll see clean green protein, there it is. So if you look at the palette, it has 3 grams of fat, 20 grams of protein, and 11 carbs. So it has all of each. So which one is it? Is it protein? Is it a carb?
Protein.
I mean, yes, because there's more of it, but then you also have to remember that fats are 9 calories per gram, right? So if you count, you know, whether something is a protein or fat, like if it has half fat, half protein, fat has more calories, so more calories come out of fat, so it's technically a fat. So my whole point is don't worry about labeling foods carb or protein. Just worry about the like what's on your plate. Is it tasty, and does it kind of fit the palette of your macros for the day? Then you're doing great, and then just don't overthink it further than that.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Any last questions? Veronica says, same here, nuts are so high in fat. Yeah, I love nuts, but I have to restrict some nuts and nut butters because you can overeat them so easily. All right, you guys, I don't want to take too much of your time. Thank you for joining. We're probably going to do a different time next week because most people complain that they're working at this time, which makes sense. So if you have any suggestions on what we should discuss next time, what you want to see, if you want more like a PowerPoint lecture with like examples and stuff, or if you want for me to share my screen again and show you what I eat or show you what I like do and how I work out, we can do that too. If you would want to like take a second and think about it and jot a note in the chat, I would really appreciate it. Or you can unmute yourself and tell me right now. And that's about a wrap.
Thank you, Katya, for organizing.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. Thank you guys for coming.
Thanks.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.